It's time for Living Your Purpose, a motivational and inspirational podcast with Peter and Joyce Nielsen.
Hey everybody, it's Peter and Joyce Nielsen, and you are listening to Living Your Purpose podcast with the both of us. And this is our second season. Thank you for joining us, whether you're tuning in from Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, or on YouTube. If you like what you're seeing or hearing, just press the subscribe button, and we appreciate you. We know it's getting colder. We know that the holiday is upon us. The average person will gain 1 to 7 pounds between now, Thanksgiving is next week, and New Year's, and we don't want you to be a statistic. I always say that really hard summer bodies are built throughout the winter. That's when you need to put in the sweat equity. You need to get off of the couch, get back in the game. And I want to give each and every one of you just some application, getting so many email we are on people saying, Peter, looking to buy a treadmill, an elliptical machine. What can I do that I normally do outdoors that I can do indoors? I don't have the big enough budget. So I want to make this simple. Just go over kind of 101 cardiovascular equipment and the importance of cardiovascular training. And, you know, cardio is taking care of the most important muscle, your heart. And we have 2 hands, 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 feet, 1 pump. But yet so many of us shoot ourselves in the foot by smoking and starving this amazing muscle, the heart, with oxygen. So what I want to just do is just give you alternatives, choices when it comes to exercising through the winter. So we're going to play a little game here, okay?
Okay.
I love this woman. We're going to go with people are asking us, Peter, what about a treadmill? Peter, what about a stepper, elliptical machine, a bicycle? Let's talk about what do you think is the power, calorie busting, king of all kings when it comes to burning calories on a cardiovascular piece of equipment, out of a treadmill, a stepper, a bicycle, or an elliptical machine, or a cross trainer. Yep.
Oh my goodness, that's a tough one. I think it all depends on the amount of intensity.
You're right. So I'll make this easy for you. So
Okay.
walking 4 miles an hour, riding a bike, 70 revolutions per minute. And all of these were taken with a test where the person was 150 pounds and they were exercising for 30 minutes.
What about jogging?
Jogging we'll put in the category of more of say walking, but specifically let's just tunnel vision into walking, biking, elliptical machine, or stepper.
Okay. Out of those combos, I'm gonna have to say either biking or the elliptical. And I have to choose one, don't I?
Which one?
Oh geez.
Because one of them you were right.
Oh, okay. An elliptical?
Elliptical. Yay for my wife. So the calorie master burner out of the pieces of equipment that I just mentioned is, believe it or not, the elliptical machine. And if you even took it up one, the elliptical machine with the cross trainer, where you're using your arms, you're basically burning about 350 calories in 30 minutes for that person 150 pounds, at a nice intensity. Now, the great thing about an elliptical machine is it's an elliptical range of motion, so it's less jarring on your knees if you have knee or back problems or ankle problems. So it's a great form of exercise, and it definitely burns serious calories. So what do you think comes in second after the elliptical machine and the cross trainer? The cross trainer is the elliptical machine that's burning 350 calories. The elliptical machine's 300 calories. So what do you think is the that came in second next?
Okay, I'll give you my answer, but
Okay.
I'm going to tell you right now what I want for my Christmas present.
Oh boy!
We can use one of those ellipticals in our gym, it sounds like.
On a live podcast, she's putting me on the spot. That's my woman. That's my queen.
So, we just got to shoot a video and show everybody.
Exactly. She loves that idea.
No, but seriously, number 2, I would say a stepper.
She's right again.
Yay!
Wow, baby.
I learned something over
That
these years.
is amazing. So the stepper, that 150-pound person for 30 minutes on that stepper, stepping moderately, will basically burn approximately 250 calories. So in saying that, the stepper is one of my favorite pieces of equipment because you're reaching your anaerobic threshold. So you're also getting an anaerobic strength training with your glutes, your quadriceps, your hamstrings. So I love the idea of sucking wind, burning calories, and having great legs and butt.
And we have a stepper, and you have fabulous glutes.
Oh, thank you. And I could return the compliment. So the thing that you need to worry about when it comes to the stepper is if you have knee problems or if you're on a beta blocker or a calcium channel blocker. And here's the reason why. If you have knee problems, it is just very, very hard on your knees, on your knee joint, climbing stairs. And if you are on a beta blocker and you're trying to keep your blood pressure down and you have hypertension, it is the easiest of all the machines to elevate your blood pressure and your heart rate. It does it immediate, like rocket. So if that happens and you're on a heart medicine and you're not working with your cardiologist, you can stroke, you can get lightheaded, you can get a heart attack. So again, it's a great piece of equipment, but one person's treasure is another person's rubbish on what your needs are for your physical challenges. So the Master Blaster Calorie Buster is your cross trainer elliptical machine. Comes in second place is your stepper. So what comes in third place? It's either
It's got to be the bicycle, and that you can do with the family and nature.
Baby, you're killing it.
I
You're
know.
killing it. Did you look at my cheat sheets or something or
I
what?
might have had a peek.
Oh my golly. Cheers. And this is Zeal, by the way. She's 100% right. So really the third from top to the bottom is your bicycle. And a bicycle is something that I love. I mean, we bicycle in the summertime, 5 days a week.
We even take our dog on bike rides.
We do. I mean, the Great Dane rides me. It's like, literally, that's a whole nother segment. But the bicycle is great. A 150-pound person that is riding a bicycle for 30 minutes at 70 revolutions per minute is burning in that 30 minutes 200 to 220 calories. So it's not bad. But if you have knee problems or back problems, you don't want to be on an upright bicycle where you're bending over like an English racer. You want to be on a recumbent bicycle where you have back support and your handlebars are about heart height. That is the way to go. If you have knee problems, it again may be too jarring and it may cause inflammation. So now, the last, but probably one of the best, is the treadmill, is walking. And a person on a treadmill, 150 pounds, that is for 30 minutes, walking at 4 miles an hour, outside or inside on a treadmill or on a walkway, will burn about 150 to 160 calories in that 30 minutes. The thing that I want to say is that, I've owned physical therapy businesses for 28 consecutive years with health clubs. And one of the biggest things that we did when it came to rehabilitation for heart health was the treadmill, because the treadmill is a beautiful vehicle that's very adaptable to you. You could go faster. You could go from 0 to say 15 miles an hour. You could go from a regular plane to say 10%. You could go decline. I mean, so you really could control, and it has a great shock absorption, platform that's even better than outside when it comes to knees. There's 3 things that I want you to remember when it comes to a walking program. So we know that 150-pound person at 4 miles an hour walking for 30 minutes burns about 160 calories. So we know all those different pieces of equipment that you guys have wrote in, which is best. Hopefully, you're getting a clear picture on what's best for you according to what you want to accomplish and according to your physical challenges with your physique. You have a bad back, you have bad shoulders, you have bad knees, you're on blood pressure medicine. But the treadmill overall, even though it burns compared to the rest of the pieces of equipment, a little less calories, in my opinion, it's one of the best investments. And there's 3 things you need to remember when starting a walking program. And the 3 things are frequency, duration, and intensity. So you want to make sure you're walking 5 out of 7 consecutive days. Medical science says that your heart being a muscle, and because it beats, thank God, while we sleep, it needs consistent workload. And then you rest on the weekends. Where on a cellular, muscular level, working out, say with weights, machines, strength training, every 48 hours, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, are better because you need muscle repair. So again, 5 out of 7 days a week in frequency. Duration, the gold standard in medical science is 45 to 60 minutes each session. And then to keep an honest person honest, your intensity should be 60 to 70% of your maximum heart rate. And I'm sure somebody's saying right now, Peter, how do you figure that one out? Well, to keep an honest person honest, you could go to Dunham's, you could go to Dick's, you could go to Amazon and get a polar heart rate monitor, and you can wear this digital watch. You have this strap that goes around, you kind of wet it, your body has electrical current, you put it on against it, you hear beep beep, it picks up your heart rate. If you don't have that, take 220 minus your age. That number then is your maximum heart rate. Then you times that by 60%, and that's how many beats you should be beating in 1 minute. So cardiovascular training is going to build endurance, give you a more of a VO2 enriched oxygen blood scenario for that endurance. You're going to be burning so many calories. It's so important during the winter to stay active, and even someone like you love the sun. So when you have that perfect storm of less light, cold, things that we love to do outside on the water, we're doing inside, it's easy to become that couch winter potato.
Yeah, it's hard not to hibernate when it's pitch dark at 5 o'clock. So that's why it is so important to do those extra little things to compensate, especially when you're, in addition to that, craving comfort foods possibly, and then you combine the 2 of them and it's just a disaster.
It is a disaster. And the other thing that I like to mention before we leave is that when you're making an investment, usually the scenario that I always say, the example is the difference between a toy and a machine when it comes to a treadmill is usually about $1,000. Maybe when it's on sale, you can get it for $800 or something. But if you weigh, 300 pounds and you want to get on a treadmill and the limit weight is 300 pounds or 250 pounds, then it's going to break. So you need to buy something that's going to, somewhat outlive you and that's really sound, and look at the ratings. Don't buy and be impulsive like so many people. They're up at 2 o'clock in the morning. They're disgusted because they went out to dinner with a bunch of couples. They're like, oh my golly, I need to lose fat. They see an infomercial and they're buying it, and it's a piece of garbage when it gets home. Go into a Dunham's, a Sport Authority, a Dick's, a Walmart. Get on a treadmill. Make sure it feels good for you. They have adjustable treadmills that you could put in a closet if you live in an apartment. If you have equilibrium problems or you had a stroke, you want to have something that has rails. So these are all just different things that I hope, are going to help people out there, because there's so many people that get confused, on buying something like that. Then there's a lot of people that don't have the money to buy expensive, bulky equipment.
And we're leaving one out. On that note, what about the good old school jumping rope?
I love her. Well, I'm gonna, jumping rope and a mini trampoline. Mini trampoline is about $49 at Walmart, and a jump rope, a decent one, is $5, and you can buy that on Amazon or at Walmart or Dunham's or wherever. And she couldn't be more true. We look at our kids jumping rope and saying, oh, I remember doing that when we were kids. Only sissies jump rope. Well, tell that to Mike Tyson or all the boxers out there, all the champions. That's their main cardio and road work, is jumping rope. 3 minutes on, 1 minute off. Each round is 3 minutes. Each rest between a round is 1 minute. So all I can say is try doing that for one song. The average person jumping rope for 1 minute, you burn 12 calories. For 1 hour, 720 calories. You can't buy that. It's better than the elliptical. It's better than the stepper. It's better than the bicycle. And it's better than the treadmill.
That's crazy, yeah.
And then the other one that's great for rehabilitation for your knees or for your hips is a mini trampoline that has handrails on it. Again, it's weight bearing, so it's great for post-surgery. It's going to build bone density. It's great for, say, women that are going through their, their midlife hormonal changes. So these are all important things that we need to invest in. You could also do cardio, if you go to a YMCA and go into a pool, especially people that are morbidly obese. If you go into a pool, you take in at waist high 50% of your weight right off of your joint. One of the people, and I think I've told you already, but one of the people that were on my TV show some years ago, Joe Lumpton, 700 pounds. We got him in a pool at 600 pounds, so that means he was in waist-high water. He wasn't in a pool since he was like 12 years old. He was 57 years old, got in a pool. It was a life-changing experience because for the first time, he was able to walk in years. He's in a wheelchair. So water is a wonderful form of exercise. Walking in neck-high, chest-high water, 90% of that weight comes off of your joints. So it's great for post-surgery. It's great for people that are morbidly obese that can't walk on land, that need a wheelchair. And walking in the water, in waist high, you're burning twice as many calories as you are on land. Less jarring. And if you get into swimming, which by the way, you don't even need to know how to swim to walk in the water. But if you swim, it's the most symmetrical exercise on the planet. And I mean, your daughter swims, your son swims. They love to do that. So when you think about all the things that we just talked about, there really are no excuses on this cold weather and this winter to come, right?
Yeah, you only have yourself to be.
Yeah. And it's beautiful to have an accountability buddy. There are days that I'm just, it's my livelihood, but there's days that she'll say, babe, let's go work out. And maybe if she didn't say that, I would have said I was too busy. And then there's days that I tell her, babe, it's time to work out. And if I don't get her at a certain time in the morning, then I lost her. I lost her for the rest of the day. So I hope that these tips this news that you could use will get you through this winter. I hope that your health stays intact. And remember, if you don't have expensive, bulky equipment, there are no excuses. There's always ways that you can truly be that best version of yourself, mind, body, and spirit. But as Joyce said a moment ago, it really starts and it ends with you. No one's going to work out for you. No one's going to eat for you. I mean, it's how bad do you want it? So our hope and our prayer is that you truly get ignited on wanting to be that better person, that better version of yourself. And instead of constantly going through this cycle of getting in shape to get out of shape, and every winter you put on that winter coat, make this a different one. Make this when spring comes, you freak out because you need a license to go outside because you look so damn good. If people want to reach us, how could they?
You can find us on social media, Peter Nielsen, or if you're looking to get some extra tips on meal plans or training programs, you can go to peternielsen.com. You can email us at peter@peternielsen.com.
Thank you so much.
And hopefully you're watching us on YouTube right now.
Yes, and she's got so many wonderful videos that we have of her cooking. She's this amazing cook, so health-minded. Think about it, 60 to 70% on how you look and how you feel has to do with what you put in this little circle called your mouth. So you could work out until you're blue in the face, but if you're not diligent at the breakfast, lunch, and dinner table, guess what? It's not going to happen. Listen, until next week, we love each and every one of you. God bless you. I hope this week is the best week you've ever had. Until next week, it's Peter and Joyce Nielsen for Living Your Purpose. Hi, I'm Peter Nielsen. I am super excited to talk about the future of skincare with our new product line called Exo Skin Simple. It has everything to do with exosomes. Exosomes are excreted from cells. They carry proteins and messenger RNA to neighboring cells to influence their biological function. They help increase collagen production as well as reduce inflammation responses. They also help in the healing process while improving skin hydration. Welcome to the next generation of skincare. Join me. For more information on exoceuticals, just scan the QR code or click the link below. The future of beauty is here.